Welcome to the Dutton Mindset Show. Today we're going to be covering some seriously hot topics right now, some serious things going on in the world. There was an ICE-involved shooting in Minneapolis. We're going to also be covering, a situation where protesters are continuing to commit, flag burning, which no longer actually is even connected to their First Amendment right. It actually is now, I think, a crime to burn the American flag, but yet it's still happening. We're going to talk about how the world is falling into chaos, where a woman is abandoning her child in the street. I'll show you guys how that looks, and it's pretty upsetting. And then obviously we'll finish it up with just kind of more things happening in the world. And so, we'll just talk about it and figure out where we're at. So let's go ahead and kick this thing off. In Minneapolis, there was a shooting, an ICE-involved shooting, where a woman was in her car. Now, granted, I didn't see what happened before this video started, right? So let's just call a spade a spade. Like, what happened before the video is super, super important because, was she just trying to get to work? Was she had her groceries? Did she have her kid in the car and she's just trying to get, she's blocked in, something happened, she got scared? Or was she there agitating and upsetting people and being a part of the issue? Let's watch the video and then we'll talk more about it, and we'll see where we're at here, okay?
No! No! Shame! Shame! Oh my fucking God! What the fuck?
Yeah, so let's restart that. So you can see there,
No!
there's an agent in front. There's an agent in front of the car, and so the car starts to go, and the agent is in front of the car. Let's turn the sound off and replay this here. Let's see here. So as you can see, there's an agent in front of the car, and there's an agent pulling on the door. Now, the agent who's in front of the car, his leg gets hit by the car. He fires 3 shots and actually kills this individual. And so, whether or not you are on the left or the right, or you support ICE or you don't, loss of life is never a good thing. Like, let's just start there. Like, anytime there's anything like this that happens, it's really a tragedy. And so we got to start and end at that point, right? It's important, however, to recognize that when law enforcement gives you a direct order, like, it's important to listen to what they're saying, bro. Like, if the cop tells you to stop, then stop. Like, if the cop says, get your hands off the wheel and put your hands up, then do it. Or they say, put your hands on top of your head. If they say, put your hands outside the vehicle, like, whatever they tell you to do it. Like, I'll give you an example. I'm a law-abiding citizen, right? But if a cop's screaming at me to do something, it's a really good possibility that cop believes that I am like somebody else. Like, maybe I fit the description of somebody who committed a crime, and he thinks I have a murderer. He thinks I have a weapon. He thinks I have a gun, right? Maybe there's a murder that took place down the road, and he thinks I am that individual. Well, if they're screaming at you to do something, it's probably important that you follow those instructions very, very closely, and don't let your pride get you in a position where you get killed. But this is something different. Perhaps this person was an agitator. I hear that there have been groups of people, and she may be one of them, that have been following these federal investigators around and chasing them down in convoys. That's never okay to do. You never impede on a lawful federal investigation. And so just because people don't like the ICE raids and they don't like what's happening does not mean that it's not lawful, doesn't mean that they're not entitled to do it under the law. They're enforcing this. And so, it's not our job to interfere. For example, if I don't like the way that I'm being taxed, I'm not going to go and just crash my car inside of the IRS building and start to take hostages until they lower my taxes, or, I don't have to pay them anymore, right? That's just not the way you handle business. You write a letter, you make it official, you talk to Congress, right? You do those things. You start at the state level and then you move up from there. Like, there's a proper chain of business and doing things, and that's just not it. Now, protesting is your right, but chasing down federal first responders and agents is definitely the wrong course of action. So, I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I definitely think it's something to take in consideration. I'd be very cautious about that. And so what does this lead to? Well, it leads to a lot of these protests and people doing crazy things. And what I want to show you here is a really sad video of an individual who's burning the United States flag. And I'll tell you, as I'm a Marine, and I try not to speak too much about my active duty service, just because of my service. It's important that I stay pretty bipartisan on many things. And so it's important to understand here that there are people who have fought and died for for that flag. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the truth. They fought and they have died for that flag. And here's the crazy part. Like, you know, most Americans who are protesting in the streets, the truth is these individuals are not even, they don't even work. Like, how do you have a day job and protest in the middle of the day? You don't have a job. You're probably getting welfare and government assistance. And so if you're getting welfare and government assistance, but then at the same time burning the American flag that's providing that for you, it seems a bit it's a little bit of a contradiction, don't you think? Strangely, it's just so strange. It's odd, right? Isn't that odd? Let's take just a video of this. I don't know. It's heartbreaking to be honest with you. In my opinion, I think it's a little heartbreaking. Let's see what we got here. That's the American flag, man. That's crazy. Like, the real question is, like, what has America done to you that's so bad that you're just going to sit here and burn the flag? And this video continues. This part right here is pretty crazy. Go ahead and keep watching this. So what you're looking at now is you're looking at an ICE agent who literally just shot a non-lethal weapon, looks like some type of tear gas or pepper spray of some kind, into the face. This is probably a 40 millimeter cannon directly into the face. Let's just go back a little bit here. Let's take a look at that again. So he pushes him back, and then the guy, now you might say, why'd he shoot him? Why'd he do that? The guy grabs his gun. The black dude right there just grabbed his weapon. Did you guys see that? Let's go back. Look, he's standing there, and then he pushes him back. Boom. His hand is on that weapon. You never grab a cop's gun. If you grab a cop's gun, you're going to probably be killed in that moment, right? Boom. Bow. He didn't continue to pursue. He was pursuing. He grabbed the cop's gun. He no longer was pursuing that agent. Whether you agree with that or not, like, let's talk about it. What did the agent do besides push him back? Nothing. What did this guy do? He grabbed the agent's gun. Well, I don't know, man. I'll be honest with you. I think that's probably not what you want to be doing right now. First of all, don't be there. Go work, dude. Go get a job. That's my point, man. And I'm not saying not to protest. Protest if you really feel strongly about things. But let's be real, man. It gets to the point where I feel like a lot of people are they're just protesting just because, man. Maybe they're getting paid by somebody to do this. Maybe they're getting paid by an adversary to go out there and do this. I don't know. But it's just it's a travesty, man. It really is something horrible to see that you have this individual here who is just doing their job. They're trying to clear the streets, and you got this guy who's trying to protest. It's just both of them are innocent, but both of them are guilty at the same time. But I'll be honest with you, as soon as you grab my gun, dude, I tell people all the time, I can't be a cop. I'm not going to make a good cop because I'm the type of dude that I want to go home to my kids, and I want to go home to my wife. Like, that's a fact. There's a lot of cops out here being shot, stabbed, maimed, hurt, run over, like a lot of them. And I'm going to go home to my family. So, if you're a threat to me, I'm probably going to neutralize that threat. And so let's say you're an agent, you're a cop, and you deal with type of stuff. What kind of stuff do you deal with all day? Well, let me show you the type of behavior and the crazy things that people deal with all day. Watch this. This is what I'm going to be showing you here is a video. So this is just a truck in Memphis just getting looted, like, for everything. Like, what kind of people do this? You think these are the type of people that follow the law? You think these are the type of people that treat your mom with respect? The type of people that treat your daughter with respect if she's walking down the street? Just total savages. What are you taking? Computer monitors and come on, man. So this is the thing. This is my point, everybody. When you're a police officer and you have to deal with thugs and just dummies like this all day long, you got somebody grabs your weapon. Like, it's so easy to talk about what you would do or what should have happened. But the most of the point that people miss is there's a concept you guys have heard of. I'm not going to try to make it mine. It's not. The man in the arena concept is a tale as old as the time. It's 50 years old, right? The point is, the man in the arena, it's the person doing the thing if you're not doing the thing, then you can't really talk about it that much. You can't talk about what you would or wouldn't do. Like, people are really giving President Trump, a really hard time about the fact that he went into a country and kidnapped a narco terrorist who was posing as president. He was not considered the president of that country by over 60 different countries. Like, over 60 countries did not recognize him as the formal leader of that country. He was an imposter. He had taken over. And for 25 years, Venezuelans have been starving. They are cheering right now. So if you're in America and you are against that, and you're saying that's wrong, well, then why are the Venezuelans so excited? Why are they so excited? It's like, there's no victim except for the narco terrorist bad guy himself. And President Trump was able to do this in 3 hours instead of 20 years. It took almost 9 years to capture bin Laden. To get bin Laden, I should say capture, I really should say kill him, right? Like, it took like 9 years, 10 years to get that done. Donald Trump did this in 3 hours. That's amazing. And it prevented a war. But these guys are marching up down the streets. No more wars in Venezuela. Shut up, dude. Go get a job. Do something with your life, okay? I'm all about the right to protest. I'm all about the right to do everything. I love rights. I love the right to bear arms. I love freedom of speech. But I also like making sense, and I like supporting America. I like America first. I like Americans doing American things, and I like helping other people. I want people to be able to come to this country and prosper. But I want the regular American to be able to prosper too. And when I say regular American, I don't mean the person who's sitting at the bottom of the barrel just like, sucking up all the wealth, sucking up all the money. No, I'm talking about the person who's working their butt off, the person who's trying to make ends meet, that dad who's out there working 2 jobs. He's construction in the daytime, security at night. That dad who's grinding, that mom who's a nurse and she's also in school and she's also working at the restaurant to get the extra hours. Like, those people deserve the $9 billion that was embezzled from the taxpayers. Those people deserve it. The middle class, the people who serve the country deserve it. They deserve the tax breaks. And you have a lot of people who've never done anything for this country. They hate this country, living in luxury hotels, living a better quality life. And then you have American citizens marching up and down the street saying why it's wrong that these people should either do it the right way, come in legally. They're complaining that everybody should be able to get everything for free. None of the things that they're saying make sense. Everyone should be in support of a narco-terrorist dictator. We should have just let China or Russia take over that country. Like, they just protest anything that is the opposite of Trump, the opposite of forward direction, the opposite of Christian beliefs, the opposite of what is good, the opposite of pro-life, the opposite of pro-life in every way. It's crazy. But these are just my thoughts. I'm glad you guys enjoyed this episode of the Dutton Mindset Show. If you're still watching here, it's because you are a true believer. I would like you to please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to my channel here. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these videos. I'm super, super pumped up to be here with you guys as always. It's a relatively new channel. Let's see how fast we can get to 100,000 subscribers, okay? God bless you all, and take it easy.